Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
how's it going,
What's
fellas?
shaking? Holy crap, it's been 7 days already?
Yes, it has.
Well, hi to you guys and hi to all the fans that are listening and watching us today. Woohoo!
Come on, George, I'm going to pop this tab.
Oh, it's been one of those
Oh.
days.
All right,
Not
here we go.
messing
let's-
around.
I
let's
tested
get
this.
her-
It will work.
Let's get it done.
My tab live.
La, 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 la.
Oh, I got
Cheers.
lots of head there all of a sudden.
Okay,
Nothing more.
I have no idea what that is. I have
another.
no idea what that is.
I'm drinking Miller, and yeah, lots of head came off of that when I popped the tab. You ever get lots of head?
Yeah.
Ah,
This
once-
one time
once
on
in a while.
tour.
This just says
What do
nut,
you got there? It says nut brown?
nut brown. I just got it because I like the can look good. It's got a squirrel on it.
If
so,
I ever nut
So-
brown, I'm going to the doctor's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm living day. I might not be on very long tonight, guys.
So that should be a dark amber, right? Nut brown.
Yeah, it's very dark.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How's it taste? Tell us. Dun, 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 dun.
I've cut down on the base, so it probably goes straight to my head.
Perfect. That's what we
Oh.
wanted at DJ.
Got the old buzz going already.
He said head.
He sure did.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Hike, how
what's
you
new,
feeling
boys?
this week?
Me, I'm feeling pretty good. I had a nice massage today.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
A therapeutic massage?
A very good massage, yes.
Yeah.
Front? Both? Back,
Full
front?
body.
Front and back and
Yeah.
bottom and top, like everything. Holy
Nice.
shit.
Really? Really?
You ever had a hot rock massage?
No, I heard they're awesome.
Oh my God, they are. They are so awesome.
Not rock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hot rock.
it's yeah. I like heat, right? So that
Yeah.
was for me. That was like the best thing. It's like having little, I don't know, a little frying pan burn your back, but it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, sounds great.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I get really deep tissue massages done, and oh my god,
Hmm.
yeah, you feel it that day a little bit, and
And then you
sometimes a
feel-
little the next day, but it's worth it. Totally
it's
worth it.
amazing how you can feel the knots when they work them, eh?
Yeah,
You know, it just all of a sudden, oh yeah, and then you feel it finally give.
yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
I used
But
to,
it's cool. But if you get somebody good, like you're just laying on the table and they look at you and they could see already what's wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then they touch you and you don't really think you can sense that much, but with their fingers they know what's going on in your body. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. yeah, I
And
think,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, the one I go see, she's in Sunderland, and you ask her, and she tells you everything as she's doing it. She tells you the muscles and what's connected to what, and why this is that. And it's
I'm
really
sorry.
good.
When I hear, no offense to your masseuse, but when I hear of
Sunderland?
a Sunderland massage, I'm not thinking
No.
you're getting you're getting a happy ending here. I guess.
Yeah,
they
no,
call that, right?
it's a legit RMT, man. It's pretty awesome.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Shall we?
yeah. If they tell you go to Sunderland, you go to that big white house where all the guys are outside with their canes and rockers.
Yep. Yeah.
If it's in there, you know you're in trouble.
Tonight in Sunderland, we're giving away free tickets.
Yeah,
Hey, Sunderland's a neat little town.
It's
It
awesome.
is. Yeah,
it is. It's unique. It's got a little bit of everything, right? It's
It
very
does.
tiny, You blow
Very
by
tiny.
it if you're on the main drag, but it's got its old section, new section. It's got a little bit of industry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of, because I know this area a little bit from Sunderland that you talk about. There used to be a town called Vroomington, which is now a ghost town. You can Google it and you'll see it's actually a certified ghost town. So I guess when they were giving out land after the First World War, Vroomington was a pretty big place. It had 2 mills, which was pretty big for the area.
That's
then when they
that itty bitty town behind Sunderland, right?
Right in between Sunderland and whatever,
Valentine.
I guess Cannington. Well, yes, it's actually just east of Canning or Valentine.
Yeah.
If you know the area. Yeah. Okay.
I've been there. By accident, I was riding down these back roads like I always do. And all of a sudden I go, hey,
Yeah, I
Well, I
turned
didn't know
off
there
the
was-
paved road onto the gravel.
I didn't know there were houses back here. That's wild.
Yeah. No, so anyways, it used to be 6 roads wide, right? So it was even bigger than Sunderland is now. And now it's just King Street and it swings around. But anyways, so when they built the railroad track, they went through Sunderland, which only had 1 mill, and it wiped out Vroomington
Wow.
because they didn't get the grain business, right?
They're like 5 minutes apart, though. Like
They
they're
are,
right-
but when your railroad track goes to this granary and it doesn't go to this one,
Yeah.
Mm.
well, who are you going to go with? The guy who's getting rid
that
of it,
sucks.
selling it, right? Not the guy who's storing it.
So where are all the buildings?
Like I was playing hockey on the old pond this year that they had the mills and stuff on. They're all done. There is still a bunch of houses there, right? Like as I said, it's 1 road now. But everything else
there's
is
the
just
one road,
gone.
and there's people live there, but there's no other buildings,
It's like
right?
it's like almost one family. You know what I mean? That whole road.
Ah,
It's kind of neat. That's actually that's the jam I go to on Friday nights, and the one that we just a couple of weeks ago, I guess in July there. That's where it is.
okay.
So any Friday night, head out there.
Family.
Head out to Vroomington and listen for the noise, right?
Wow,
You'll see it in the Christmas lights.
wow,
Oh
that's
yeah.
we
That's
never
funny.
killed anything we didn't eat.
That's right. Even if her name was Uncle Sue.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
Okay. So
Yeah.
Saturday nights you go out there, or Friday? When do you go?
Friday nights, yeah, every Friday night.
Oh, it's not
Yep.
something.
And all the neighbors come, and it's kind of neat, right? Like,
So you don't go to the cottage till Saturday morning.
I'll go up after. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The cottage is only an hour and a half away,
Oh, that's
so
not bad.
yeah, I'll leave there at 12 and 12:30
Yeah.
and head up to the cottage. Be there by 2.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. All right, I'll have to come check it out one day because that's like 15 minutes down the road for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday I was there and it was a big ruckus because my Aunt Betty and her 15-year-old's kids smoked in the living room.
Ah.
Well, you never know. You might see a couple 8-year-olds taking your cigarettes there. It is Vroomington after all.
I'm ready, so I can do that. Right?
Is that where they
Well-
did the car commercial? Vroom vroom.
Vroom. No, actually, the man who I can't remember. I want to say John. I can't remember. But it was John Vrooman.
Okay.
So add the ton on there, and now it's a town, right?
Yeah.
Right? You got
Very
it.
cool. Very cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jackie, it's Jake from Toontown.
Oh, hey, Jake
Wow.
from Toontown.
Which is Saskatchewan.
Oh, I was going to say
Saskatchewan?
Toontown. I just watched
It's Saskatchewan.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Oh,
and
did you?
yeah, and Toontown was the town.
That's
What?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're having Kathy on tonight,
okay.
but
No.
I got a surprise guest for you guys.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we may have met him briefly, but yeah, I'll send him some information, and he's available tonight. So
Excellent.
he's got some Toronto history, and
Oh, good.
If Kathy makes it on the air, that would be great.
yes,
Yeah.
and if she does, Kathy, if you're listening and you can make it, great.
Absolutely.
Send me a message.
We'll still have you.
Yep. All right.
So we had her booked, as I understand it, and we lost contact because somehow Ringo offended her, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we could
Why
say
else?
that. We'll go with that for now.
Why not? Everybody else does. In fact, that photo stopped one time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even hear that because I was sending a message.
That's okay. You probably some things are best unheard. Let's just
Yeah. It wasn't that funny because nobody else laughed.
no. No, I hear an echo of laughter.
Oh, you even got the laugh tracks. You got to put that on more often.
Everything. Like I got a big wet kiss.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's not the wrong.
Yeah, that's not a kiss.
There you go.
Wow. Gotta love it. So anything crazy happened with you guys this week? Anything new since last time we saw you?
No.
Well, I got this little piece of paper here. Let me actually
Yes,
go
I
get it.
saw that. Go get it, man.
I'm kind of proud about getting it. So
I would be. That's really cool.
yeah, it comes in this
So
little
Derek
envelope
is
here.
now world famous,
Whoa.
folks.
Oh,
Okay,
He's
it
in
comes
the-
in this.
he's
Oh,
in the-
yeah.
Yeah, he's in the big book.
Yep.
Derek is famous.
Wow.
So
Do
that
we
was
have to
the
bow
envelope
to
it
you
comes
now
in, right?
when you come online? Do we have to bow?
Well, no, you
Ooh.
don't have to bow. Not yet.
Look at that's official. Look at that.
oh
Yeah.
wow. You gotta
So-
frame that. You gotta frame that.
I'm going to frame it actually. Either that or it's going to end up like with everything else that I want to keep in a
Yeah.
pile somewhere
So,
collecting dust.
Explain to everybody because it was hard to read what that is.
Okay, so what that is a participation award for the Guinness World Record for the most drummers online drumming doing a drum roll at one time.
Nice.
So the final count after they go through everything and make sure you have to have your torso, the drum, like the head of the drum, and
Yeah.
your pretty much your body, right? They have to make sure that you're doing it.
You're
So
actually playing the drums.
if you're like this, they won't do it.
Mhm.
You know, if
Yeah.
they're like this, you don't see the drum or something, they count it out. So there was 1,000 people who participated in it,
Right?
and the final count. Any guesses?
581.
Fuck. Well, you know. So yes, 581 was the final total. So
So what happened to the rest of the?
they got disqualified
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
they were not
the
proper-
photo
because
was.
something happened. Yeah.
Oh, just
Yeah.
the wrong torso or something was not in view and all that.
Wow, those guys are sticky, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to follow
Really
the
go
rules.
by the book.
Yep.
So how did that start? Where did you get the?
It's the Canadian. Canadian. I was online. I was just Googling one day, or Googling, just Facebooking, and I looked on this one site. It was close to Canada Day, right?
Right.
So it's Legacy 150 Celebration Society. So
Okay.
I guess they've been going since the 150 celebration.
Right.
And they were just putting out an all call, and I literally, when I got it, was the last day to enter.
Wow.
So I just, hey, that was kind of
So
cool.
they just
So you got to follow them on Facebook now. You might get another award down the road if they do something else that's cool.
Yeah.
So they just come up with ideas and go, we're going to have the most people lighting a match in
Right.
and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
Wow.
As I said, a friend of mine, Chris Phoenix Fire, he has, I don't know the exact count, but he's got multiple world records for blowing like the most flames in a time limit and the biggest flame, and just a whole bunch of different world records. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of neat that I got to be in it. So
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
say it.
There's some really weird ones, though, I guess. Aren't there?
Oh, there is. Yeah, some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I think like one of them, I'm not sure. I know I should. I'm not going to look it up, but he was like blowing flames with razor blades in his mouth, and I think that was one of the world records. You know
What
what I
was
mean?
it?
Wow.
What was that? How long you did it, or like how many
Well,
times
like
you did it?
it could have been just doing it, right?
Right.
What was he
the first
doing?
person to do the biggest flame or the biggest ball?
So he
Wow.
was doing what? Are you there?
Huh?
Hello?
Oh, hello. I
Where'd
couldn't
you
hear
go?
you. Sorry.
So you said
We're-
what was he blowing?
Flames.
Oh, okay. No,
Like-
why didn't I?
To his nose.
No. Here, I'll get you a picture.
Wait a minute. What's my name changed all of a sudden?
Yeah, your name
You're
changed to
Flames.
Flames, and you're up there all by yourself.
That's a good one. It's Flames.
Oh
ladies
no,
and
now
gentlemen.
I'm there. Holy crap, what's going on?
But you're still a hike master. That's okay. Flames, I like it.
Sorry, I
That could be a whole new career for you there,
Well,
Jim.
the thing is that, comedy is timing, right? So, sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah, it's all about timing.
Better luck next time.
Yeah.
It's like, what did I get myself into?
What
No,
is
no,
that?
I got it.
Is that him blowing a flame? Holy
Yeah,
crap.
That actually looks like the album cover for Journey. From this, from this vantage
That's
point.
pretty
There we
cool.
go.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that's kind of stuff he does.
Actually,
That's
oh my God, that was weird. I saw that there for a minute. It looked like some guy bending over doing a Blue Angel. That would have been massive.
could have been. See, like he's got razor blades in his mouth there.
Wow.
The next
yeah.
picture is him blowing.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
That's crazy.
This guy is awesome, man. Like Chris Campbell, Phoenix Fire.
Yeah, well, we
Check
had
him
him on
out.
the show once, remember?
No.
Not that guy?
That was
Or
Red.
Who? That was Red. Oh,
Red,
so
yeah.
this is another guy.
Chris is Red's mentor.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. And
Hey,
yeah.
just wondering if this is a thing because, I was able to do it on the weekend when you asked anything interesting. So, have you ever taken how they'll serve drinks with a cherry in it and a long stem?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so can you guys tie that in a knot with your tongue?
A friend of
No.
mine can.
I can
No.
do it. I did it
Can
on.
you do it?
I can.
Oh, that's cool.
we-
Because I've never seen anybody else that can do it except the one girl I know. She could do it.
I can double knot it and I can figure eight it.
Figure
Very
eight
cool.
it.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. You Kathy, you a happy woman?
He's pretty talented with his tongue.
Oh my god, you guys. You
Well,
guys.
go
He can.
Go get it.
Kathy
Go
agrees
get a
there.
cherry and do it for us. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I saw just actually, it's weird that you say that because the other day, like yesterday on Facebook, I just saw some random girl put a string in her mouth. It's like, wow, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Put a
No, I
string
mean,
in her mouth.
no, but it means something. There's something. Not everybody can do that.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Well, I guess not.
Not everybody would try to do that.
No.
Exactly.
but what does it mean?
I can't remember it. Somebody brought it up a long time ago.
Okay, well, I'm gonna Google it.
Well, he's going to look it up now and see what does it
I've
mean.
never been. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can get paid for it or you can get famous. But
Hey, well, what about George there? Speaking of getting famous, don't we have to look at his backside?
Oh, the backside.
hey, Derek, I
Hey.
did not. I'm
Did you
not.
ever notice that when George goes to get the album, he clears his throat?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Let me get that for you.
Okay. Turn the mic off. then.
Me to see the backside again.
Cheers to that.
Okay. Get serious. Oh wait, hang on.
I gotta move my camera so I can look at it.
Oh, that looks like a bunch of hair.
I know what that is,
No.
George.
It's
It's an easy one this week because I won last week.
Oh, look, he even covered the main titles. Ah!
Of course.
Yeah, I know it.
Wait, put it a little because of the lighting is. No, hold it towards the screen.
Oh, you're trying to read the names of the songs?
No.
Yeah, well, George, we can see all the names. Like, we can see them very clearly. If he hasn't got it by now,
Right.
yeah.
That looks like yeah, okay.
Let me tell you, he doesn't have that much hair.
No.
No?
Even this is rather flattering. Even in 1981, when this
Yeah.
album came out,
That would be flattering. Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a comb over going on there somewhere.
Aha.
A little Elton John plugs there.
Maybe.
Elton John.
All right. So if any of you out there have any idea of
It-
what album that is, who the artist is, send us a message. Send us an email at heikadelic930@gmail.com, or just send us a text on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. We'll have it come up on the screen. Let's see how smart you guys really are.
They're pretty smart.
Are they?
Well-
All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Prove it.
Okay,
Prove how
Ringo.
smart you are.
Yo,
So the first thing that it comes up with when I Google it, if somebody can tie a cherry stem in a knot with their tongue, that suggests they may be a good kisser due to oral dexterity.
oh yeah,
Required to perform
The
the
gift.
feature. It is
Nice.
commonly trick performed by at bars due to the pressure of the the maraschino
Nope.
tree cherry.
maraschino.
Okay.
Well, Jackie's saying when I was little, I drank Shirley Temples. One time I stirred it and a cherry fell off. I said, "Oh no, I've lost my cherry." Did not know why everybody was laughing.
That's yeah.
So
Thanks,
Bad
Jackie.
joke.
thank-
Bad joke.
and
No, no,
No?
no. Jackie took a guess. She said Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
If you think
This is my favorite bit of the show. you know.
And you
Oh,
want my
oh, press-
body,
pressing
the
come
button
on,
now?
baby,
Yeah.
let me know.
if you think I'm sexy,
Try again, Jackie.
voice of an
Good
angel.
attempt though. It's a good. It could be Rod Stewart. Actually, when
It,
you
it does look like. Well, okay, I'm not. There's a million things I could
It
say.
could be, couldn't it? When you look at it, no, I understand where Jackie's coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
It could
okay.
be
I see what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I was looking at Rod from the backside,
box,
what's his here?
box size.
The
back.
backside.
Oops.
All right. Well, we'll get back to that later. But if anybody guesses, let us know.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, before I give it away.
Yes. Well, we'll try and drop a clue. We'll drop a clue before we totally
give it away now.
give it
Okay.
away.
Oh, can I drop a little clue?
Go on then.
Go ahead.
I have something in common with them.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. You were
I
gonna say
do.
Phil Collins?
Oh! Hardly gave it away there, Ringo.
Sorry,
What
but
was
Ringo said Phil Collins.
yeah.
There you go.
All right.
That's
so,
the Air Tonight album.
yes, it is. Actually, it's called Face Value.
Yes, okay, yeah.
And there's In the Air
Yeah,
Tonight is under there, and that one is I Missed Again.
What a great album, though, right? Like very.
But he doesn't have that much hair.
Who
No,
cares?
it might have been a body double that stood in for that for him, maybe.
Do you know
All
what?
right.
Like having no hair on your head is great in a bar fight because they can't grab you, right? it's like you ever try to catch a grease pig in a mud pit?
Yeah, a couple
It's
times.
almost impossible. A grease pig. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah, grease pig. Dump some Crisco on it. And
exactly.
if it's too hot, it starts smelling like bacon.
Well, we used
Oh.
to do that as a game back on the farm, but no, boy, not
I
even-
did.
like it's like okay, all right. Oh, I hope there aren't any what do you call them? Yeah, no, I
Come
shouldn't.
on,
bring-
spit it out. Spit it
Well,
out.
okay, so my neighbor, right, used to raise chickens,
Yeah.
and like I was in a rural area, but we had a lot of houses like very close by. So my neighbor, very nice lady, but I thought she was like honestly a gypsy witch, but because she'd wear this bandana with this big earring. I'm not stereotyping gypsy witches. I love them, but she just kind of had that look about her, right? And then her face looked like kind of like Mr. Potato Head. But anyway.
Oh,
Like, you ever bitten past the knee, Billy? But
oh, sorry.
exactly. But so what she would do is she had a chopping block out in the back, right? So she'd grab one of her chickens when it was like, on special occasions, I guess. The problem with it, she'd lop the head off, and that chicken would run all over the yard.
Oh,
It turned
yeah,
out-
they tear all over the place without a head.
So my mom, who's probably listening right now, she'd be, Ringo, can you go after the chickens? And I'd be like, no, I'm good. No, I'm not doing it, right? But of course I did it. There's nothing like trying to catch a chicken with its head cut off, right? They just don't know where to go. So, just saying, that was part of my childhood.
It wouldn't be much of a chase. They it's only a little bit, but trying to catch a chicken with its head cut off.
Yep.
I remember the first time I ever saw that. I was swimming in a pool.
Yep.
And my dad was growing chickens, and he chopped the head off, and I think he ran farther than the chicken. He wasn't expecting it.
And that's where this is a Heikoism, right? This is where they came up with the term running around like a chicken with your head cut off, because they don't know where they're going, right?
No.
And
that is an actual saying, isn't it? Look, like a headless chicken. He was like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, running around like a chicken with your head cut off? And it's just it's a bloody mess. It's a bloody mess. Right?
Bloody. It is a bloody mess.
I saw that once when I lived in Ajax. I still was living with my parents. The neighbors were kind of, let's just say they were a little odd, but he brought home a live turkey, and he tied the turkey to the little table, the little metal table they had in the backyard, and he hacked its head off. So now you have a turkey, which is a pretty big, strong bird, flapping its wings, running around the backyard, and blood squirting out of its neck. And the wife was screaming, the kid was freaking out, the dog was. It was a total disaster.
I mean, you can't get away with any of that today, right?
No, but it was wild.
But it's it's like today, and I don't want to get into the whole thing because that abbreviated organization is going to take us off the air. But the thing is, did I ever tell you about the time we were on air and I posted a picture of I was doing a pig roast years ago, and I posted a picture of it, and then I got some woman saying, you put that crap up, you're effing troll. And I'm like, yeah, but you requested me as a friend. But like it's all of that stuff. Like, where does meat come from? Well, no, it comes from the grocery store. No, and it lives probably.
No, actually, it doesn't come from the grocery store. That's where you pick it up.
Right, exactly.
Right? It comes from the farm where there's live animals and they get killed.
Right.
And butchered and packaged, and then you buy that.
Right.
So, like, come on.
When you go for a wing night, everybody loves wing night, except, if you're a vegan, I guess. But that's okay, to each his own. But, wing night, like, imagine how, like, the amount of wings. There used I won't name names, but just out in Curtis, there was a place where they would raise chickens, and for that exact purpose, right? They never make... Anyway, it's a horrible subject, because nobody likes to think that... everybody likes to think their food is.
Who was that? Sorry.
So, wasn't that you, Derek?
No, I can't burp. I don't know how.
Mike was pretty good at burping. Anyhow, so Jackie said my childhood involved stabbed pigs running and bleeding out. Oh, okay.
Rhonda wants to know the backside. So do you want to tell her again, Ringo?
Yes, because I did get the answer.
He spoils it.
Yeah, he totally gave it away right away.
Because I am the voice of an angel, I kind of quickly related to Peter Frampton here.
Well, I grew up on a dairy farm, so I ended up seeing a lot of things. Not too many chickens, though.
Bill Collins, Rhonda. No, and anyway, it was just kind of like an aside, but it.
Well, I'm George of the urban jungle, so it's like
I grew up beside the Dairy Queen.
But like one of my aunties, I'm going back to the 70s. I was about 24. First time I went and stayed on a farm for a few weeks, and we're having, cooking great, fantastic. And she said, one day I've been there about a week, and she said, like, what do you fancy tonight? And I said, oh, that chicken was really good. We've had a couple of times. So I said, okay, we'll do one for tonight. So I said, great. So go and get one. And I'm like, what? So no, go and pick one out, and I'll, do the old head thing and that.
Yeah.
That was it, right? Oh, George, that was it. No more chicken. That was it.
Here's the thing. I think, okay, and I don't want all these activists calling us, but anyway, but feel free if you want to dial in. But
absolutely.
Because everybody,
we want to hear from you.
Here's the thing.
We got the old phone number up.
I think you have to. We can post the email. But if you have to, let's say, harvest an animal for food, not sport. I'm not a big sport guy when it comes to that. If you have to harvest them, what's the difference between doing that or using your phone to call whatever diners, whatever, or eats whatever, and having it delivered to your house, right?
Exactly.
The only difference is you're not going to harvest it yourself. And I can say this as a former hunter and growing up where I did, is that you have an appreciation for, I think, wildlife, that if it's about harvesting it for food for your family, because we grew up in tough times when we were little. But I remember having to fish when the mines went on strike, fish for the neighbors, like actually catching fish and giving it to them. And that was their protein. That was their meat, right? But if you go through that experience, you can appreciate, I think, life. Like, I won't step on a spider, right? Because I mean, you don't take a life for any reason. So sport, I'm not about that at all. But yeah, I mean, your chicken wings come from somewhere, and they probably go through a lot more of a horrible condition than, which I do agree with, right? Like, I mean, that's
terrible.
Well, growing up on a farm, I've had to nurture animals, right? I've literally brought a calf into my house to make sure it stayed warm and didn't die overnight.
Yeah.
I've had to dispatch animals that were my animals, and it hurts you, but it's a humane thing to do. Like, if your cow is birthing and it breaks its back, right? What are you going to do? Let the cow sit there and stand on its front legs, or if they can?
Is that because they break it during the birthing process?
Sometimes they fall, or it pinches a nerve in the back, right? So when it does that, it messes them.
That may have happened to my mom, actually. I should ask her about that.
Wait, when she gave birth to you?
Well, she had a big meatloaf like you.
What you get?
We should get your mom on. I heard your mom in the background one day. I bet you she'd be a joke.
Yeah.
What's that?
I bet you your mom would be a laugh.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Well, she's in Shady Pines now, but she's probably watching the show with my uncle. Yeah, it's an experience, right? Like, anyway, let's get off the animal topic, because that's just going to get it. There's really no more topics left.
Well, Rhonda's on here, and Farm Jam's coming up, so I might as well throw that out before we get off the farm topic.
Oh yeah, Farm Jam.
Yeah, Farm Jam in Cannington on August 28th. I'm going off memory, and I believe that's correct, though.
You know any bands looking for a singer, Derek?
You want to know something? It's funny you say that. I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking about starting up a band. It's just, we were buddies and want to start up a band.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So covers. Junior comes in. We'll see if he can arrange a gig for us.
Hey.
And he's in the green room, I see. Let's, are we good to bring him in? What time is it now? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's after 10, yeah.
All right, great.
Let's do it.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's make it big.
Where's the drum roll?
Well, hang on a second. Let's go. Let's give him a
great big welcome.
A big welcome, and maybe like let's give
here. Let me get some stuff out here so I can make it a really good welcome here.
Okay, you're gonna
all right.
Pull out your drum kit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all the way back from when 680 had more than just whatever. They didn't talk when they had music and they actually played rock and roll.
Yes.
We have Junior Leclerc. Holy crap, I'm getting a double feed because I have my other phone while I was trying to look up stuff.
You've been just demoted and put back in the back office support.
Oh, man.
Like this. And coming on board, we have Junior Leclerc. Right.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello, Junior. You wanted the best. You got the best.
There you
Junior
go.
Leclerc.
Those guys at the exhibition that you want to go faster voices, those guys that fake their
Yeah.
You're calling us carnies now.
us guys are ready. You used to hate those fuckers.
Yeah.
I was going for more like the
Here,
stripper. Ladies and gentlemen, Candy.
Oh my God.
But
that
just simply
that brings
because it's-
back a crazy memory from the CNE when I was.
Yeah,
Oh man, do you remember a ride? It was called the Rotor.
Yeah.
I do.
It was that round cylinder that would spin, and you
And-
get stuck up against the wall, and they drop the floor.
Absolutely,
That
yes.
on the side of a hard
So the guy's yelling at us, "You want to go faster?" So everyone's screaming, "Yeah," and it feels like it's going faster. So he goes, "Let's
Yeah,
see who
I
can go
actually,
upside down." So I worked my way around slowly, and I got upside down on the wall. And then he said, "Okay, everybody back. The ride's over." And I wouldn't go back around, so he couldn't slow the ride down because I'd fall on my head, right?
Yeah.
He got so mad. He was yelling at me, and everyone else starts yelling because people are starting to get sick. It was like, okay.
I think it's probably safe to say, Heiko, that probably all of us in the room here have maybe even more than one memory of the exhibition.
Oh, it was a great place. I loved it.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I have been when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I only remember going once when I was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but Derek, what are you, like 35 or something?
well, the age doesn't matter. I'm actually 47. But
okay, right on.
I apparently I went when I was like 2-3 years old, but I only remember ever going once, and I think I was 14 years old. I went down there with my friends. It just wasn't fun for me.
As an
Wonderland was
example, I
better.
bet you Ringo and probably Heiko and perhaps George, if he was in Canada then. I was at the Alice Cooper riot. Remember when that happened?
Yeah, with the chicken.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of farms, now we got the chicken and Alice Cooper.
Nice.
Yeah. What was that? 79, wasn't it? 78, 79?
God. It's just that long ago, but I can't recall. Actually, Ringo, I think you kind of know. You guys would know. Zahn opened for them. You guys remember Zahn?
One, yeah.
Yeah, they opened for them. So there was back then. So it was quite a memory. Other than all the many, you guys know it. I mean, I'm sure you've been there. The exhibition. How many concerts, right?
Well, that's what I remember there too. All the concerts at the CNE grandstand,
yeah,
just great,
amazing. Yeah.
Well, one of my first concerts actually was at the CNE. It was, and I wasn't into the music at all, and it made me appreciate music and theatrics. It was this little guy used to play in a band before the Jackson 5. It was Michael Jackson, the Thriller tour.
Yeah,
that was before that. I got to see at Kingswood Theater. It was The Fix and Northern Pikes. So I don't really count that because that was Kingswood.
Yeah,
but
I still remember the one that it started in the afternoon. It was Helix, Kick-Axe, Quiet Riot, and the Scorpions.
I was there. Yeah,
I was too, man. I was
Quiet Riot,
close to the front, man. It was great.
Who the hell was it? It was Aerosmith, Heart, the Ramones, Canada. Yeah.
They had some awesome
anyway, I guess
stuff
we're
there.
I guess we're just that old, boys.
It's kind of like, for me, it's a little bit I don't know if I call it irony, but it's just back then, like Quiet Riot, Helix, Anvil. I remember the Columbia House records and tapes. Remember that?
I still owe that money.
I probably do too. But I had this little we'll call it a boombox radio.
Right.
We had another name for it back then, but
your ghetto blaster.
No, you can't say that anymore. It's inappropriate. But
not back then.
That's right.
I just let me
1980. Okay. There is
Kathy did say sorry. She just sent me a message. She's like, "Oh my God, sorry, I forgot." So
bring her on.
I just sent her a message asking if she still wanted to come on. So
yeah, because we got time left, and Junior would be an awesome co-host. So we could learn from him, in fact, right?
Hey, Ringo, speaking of which, did you get the message that I sent you?
I did, and okay. I will give you that call, and we'll sort all.
Here's one of those messages that, in regards to the industry, Ringo. Are you ready? You got the message, eh? Yeah, sure.
There's the answer.
No, I'd be happy to comply, but So
Yeah.
Ringo, Ringo unfortunately has a second and third life that I have a lot going on. I went from a retired bum who just sits around on a 35 acres all day wondering what he should do for first of all, what should I
we never really know how busy we are at anything. Of course, I'm just kidding, carrying on there. So yeah, no worries.
I default throwing a beer on my lawnmower now because I had a zero turn. Oh, I love it. It's just like throw on the tunes and away I go.
What
but
size?
You can only cut the lawn so many times a day, right?
Yeah.
But
unless you work at a golf course.
Right. But I live between three of them, and I've been thinking about, look, guys, you want me to mow your lawn or something? Because just
I'm in.
beer and gas and I'm good, right? But no, I've taken on some projects and I'm pretty busy at the moment. But I will give you a call. I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. Like I said, we never know, kind of, whatever, respectfully, and how busy we are. Some things that, let's say, they call it life.
Yeah.
So
life does get in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's anyway. You got to take care of things. Holy shit! Was it hot everywhere where you guys were today? It was 37 here. We got in Georgian Bay.
Hotter than the Hobbs of Hell, actually. And speaking of which, I love that new series, Lucifer. I don't know how you just say.
I like it too.
Yeah. I got lost around season 3, I think it was.
Okay,
I thought
I just finished season 5, so I don't know how many there are, but I just finished 5.
I'm not sure about the lady cop, but I don't know. But the cast,
she's kind of funny looking.
Lucifer and the demon and the brother, awesome.
Lucifer plays it well. Yes,
Yeah.
and his brother too. But I Lucifer does a really good job. I don't know who he is, but he's a good actor.
No, well, he's a trained I think he did like theater and he's a pianist as well, right?
Oh, really?
Hey, speaking of that, I just want to get over something here. Okay, so what does a drummer play?
Drums.
Right. What does a guitarist play?
A guitar.
What does a piano player play?
A penis.
No, he plays the piano.
And I screwed that up. It's what do you call it? Sorry.
It's all about the time. It's all about the time.
I know where you're getting at.
I'll give you my favorite then. How come a guitar player can't ride a bike? Not enough pedals.
Oh,
that's awesome.
There you go.
Well, I've got my buffet of sound and I can't get it. Yeah, that's so.
Being a drummer, I've got a million of them.
I think about a year before COVID or something, we were, I don't know, our band was getting pretty lazy, but we would get these gig offers. In fact, Derek asked us to get on a bill, and I think I blew him off for some reason. But anyway,
yeah, because you didn't like the other band that was going to be on it.
Yeah. Well, I whatever. But so what I would say, so they get, we were lucky. We did some shows actually with Helix and Anvil and all these retreads. But no offense, guys, but you are retreads. But hey, can I open for you? We were an awesome support band because we get more tickets sold than the main act, right? But
I think you guys are great. Just by the way, just to let you know.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But I'm without a band right now, anyway. So, but we're gonna start a band, right, Derek?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, we're in. But where I was going with it, so we'd be setting up the back line, right? So that's the back line is where you got to share gear and stuff like that. And I'd say, okay, here's being the singer. I'd say, you know what? All right, here's the thing. I will only do this show if someone helps me pull my gear up, which is a microphone and a wireless receiver. And maybe some pedals. But
speaking of that, so I won't forget. And first off, trust me, I have interviewed a lot of stars, so I use the phrase, I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. But what I'm getting at, I had a chance to listen to one of the videos and songs of your band, Ringo. Really, I like it. Kick ass.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a compliment. You're supposed to say thank you, Ringo.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
That's what polite people do.
I really appreciate that. I mean, I just we yeah.
Oh, so you're not used to somebody telling you that you're.
I know. He was completely stunned there. He's
I
not used
really
to
thought
hearing
it
that.
fucking sucked. It was. Listen,
No,
what's wrong with the singer? He ain't no angel. He's a fallen angel. Is that what you want me to say?
But yeah, like
no, but no, good
angel.
pipes there, Ringo. Good pipes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You know what? We were just fortunate. I used to do lots of touring, mostly as a cover band when in the earlier days around Northern Ontario and Thunder Bay, whatever. But
yeah,
and that's where you really pick up your chops and all of that. But it just I think at our age, like I don't want to reveal my age because women are always saying I'm well into my 30s, but
no, that was IQ, wasn't it?
Exactly. Ringo's got an IQ of about 30.
But no, you can tell but I'm saying this though, Ringo, from studio experience, there's not a lot of junk and shit on the vocals and whatnot. I had you probably know Brad Searle from he's in Cemetery of Strangers now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what what I'm saying. When I hear that kind of thing and whatnot when I'm listening to production and whatnot. So you can tell that. So when a person says, and I could be a critical fuck, trust me. But you could tell there wasn't a lot of junk on that. So yeah, good band too. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do all my own like backups, but it just, I don't know. I mean, after years of doing, like, I was told that I couldn't sing. I used to play in a band where I played guitar mostly and did some backups, and the singer used to just say, "Hey, you'll never sing lead. You suck." So
but that's the Aerosmith story. You guys know that, right?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
Steven Tyler, he was a drummer first. And the guy said, if you can sing it any fucking better, do it yourself, and the rest is history, right? So
yeah.
I love it. Yeah, good. I'm good on you.
Yeah.
Gotta watch saying that to a drummer, eh? Look how many drummers end up being singers. Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of tonight, yeah.
I can't recall what song it was, Ringo or whatever. Derek can maybe look at it right there on my wall somewhere or whatever. But it's nice because I'm more of a rocker, true hard rocker than anything. I really like. He's a great guy too. Off the top of my head, I can't think of his name too. From the band Fear. So some of the heavier whatnot wasn't always my thing, but I always respected. How well it was structured and this type of thing. It's just because probably my background and whatnot too. So yeah.
So
well, grew up a rocker. You're
saying Don Henley
still got the long hair.
Dave Grohl. No, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, our some of our listeners, watchers are talking about Don Henley and Dave Grohl for some reason.
Yeah, drummers who are now singers.
Drummers,
right?
There's a delayed.
Yeah, come on, pay attention.
Yeah, come on, Ringo. Remember what I say, okay?
Yeah. But anyway,
it's probably because of what you said, Derek. He's not used to all these compliments because he even said that himself. People are usually giving him a hard time and yelling at him. So when somebody says
all the time. In fact, when I used to do shows, they think I was a roadie, right?
Yeah.
we set up because we were like the best we'd ever.
I love those stories.
Well, the drummer's the guy who hangs out with the band.
So I'd go in, I'd have my beanie cap on, my chain. I'd be looking like a roadie, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you want to help with that road case, right?"
Sure, yeah.
But I just bring, I'd help with the main act to see what I could steal off their gear. But it was no, I never did that, of course.
So
but,
Weeping Demons is the video that Junior's talking about.
COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I mean, that's probably you know what though? I can just offline. I could get send you a CD because we haven't released our CD actually, the latest one. So it's shrink wrapped and nobody cares. Right?
Oh, that's the one you're referring to when we were on last. You were talking about the ones that were shrink wrapped or whatever. There,
it was just one of those things. Like we weren't sure timing wise what we wanted to do, and now the band we went on such a hiatus. And I'll tell you, I was just having a chat with a great musician over the weekend. A couple of them actually that did a little thing, and they're like, hey, what's going on with your band? And I said, well, we've been on a bit of a hiatus to the point where it's split, right? So you've got the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers, let's say, to boil it out.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass because it's like we want to play, we want to jam. I'm in the middle, right? But not on that topic, but I mean, yeah, okay, I'll take, I can jam now. I mean,
It's
but
kind of frustrating though, because now you have to replace the element that you had to. So, but you'll do it.
well, yeah, for sure. I mean, anyway, we'll work that out. But that
Yeah.
material, I think, was a lot of fun to do with those guys, and yeah, it was a great experience. So, but I'm sure my next one with Derek's band, whatever,
Whatever we're gonna call it.
we'll call it Blood Rock Sausage.
Yeah.
And then
I was gonna say Stone Soup, but we can't.
Stone Soup. That's a great name.
You know what? I just
That's
don't want to be
actually-
in the middle. That's all I care about.
That is a band already, Stone Soup.
There you go.
You know the story of Stone Soup, right? So yeah. So I get that though, Ringo. My band before the House of Haunt was called Brain Cell Graveyard. We were together for 10 years. Went through a couple of singers, and then we couldn't find one, so we started doing it ourselves. And then we just finally went, "Hey, man, it's time to put this to bed." Yeah. So we never officially broke up or anything, but
well, the Maniacs.
If you want to ever hear some poured punk thrash, check it out.
I'm into that. But Junior, we had you on. We were kind of interviewing you and stuff like that. But I had a couple. So I think, did we ask you, like, what would have been your, let's say, in terms of an interview or spot you did with a musician? What was your biggest musician that you or guest or group that you had in front of you?
I would have to say one of the most grounded, nicest person that I've ever had the honor of spending actually probably about 7 minutes with in person was Bob Seger.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny. And, in this industry, and I almost get a rush in my arms in regards to travels. And I'm sure you guys maybe have had this experience. What I'm saying is speed up the story. I wouldn't have dreamt that I would end up, this is my mother's hometown, and that I would meet a musician friend. And in the story, it turns out that this gentleman, it's his ex-wife that for all of the years, and including went to school with him, has been the backup singer for Bob Seger, and her name is either Laura Kramer or something like this, Kramer, something like that. But anyway, to find and hear now personable stories in regards to, I'm a huge fan, of course, as well. So he would be one that comes to mind out of the many. The list is almost endless. One of the most egotistical at the time, but I want to be careful with that because what I'm saying is I've learned this kind of lesson in my time. And I said this on one of my live feeds. We're all human. In the world of rock and roll on a major stage and travels, these people are dealing with a lot. So what I'm getting at is they can have a bad day. It's not an excuse for them to, should a person meet what they can consider the star or the idol of being an asshole, but it can mean that they are just plainly having a bad day. So I personally have learned not to kind of, lay the judgment on certain stars that I guess we will call them stars that I have met that times during shows or whatever, well, quite frankly, they're a dick.
Right.
But I have learned, well, that's very, very true. But I have learned this very much because of also not just that in trying to be that star, as I was saying the last time and whatever, that it's a fine line between a focused person, guys, and somebody that's quite frankly arrogant. It's a very fine line. So it comes with that. Why I say that is the first and second time of meeting David Lee Roth. First time, he reminded me of quite frankly, because I not knew him, but of a clone of Sebastian Bach in person.
Oh gosh.
Personality is like wiry, it's all Sebastian's here. How you doing? Yeah, I'm here. This type of a deal, right? Yeah. And yet the second time was actually Casino Rama, and he raised a stink there that made me feel I'm going over there. And it was they didn't give him the presidential suite at Casino Rama. And I'm David Lee Roth. I bring the people in. I'm and it was quite long. So I thought it was kind of ridiculous type thing. So
yeah.
Actually, if I can just interject here, I actually went to that show at Rama with a friend of mine who is a huge Van Halen fan, right? I mean, I'm not a fan. I just went, I thought, yeah, concert, you know, I'll go with Roger. And the funny thing to me was, like, I mean, I guess it happens at Rama all the time, but this was the first time I noticed it. Was like, you know, the show, you know, you get, you know, the show's about to start, everyone's getting the seats, settling down. And
he was late.
Yeah, and then David comes on, right? And he kicks into it. I can't remember what he opened up with, but he kicks into it, and all these like grey-haired ladies that obviously get free tickets, just like there's just like this river of grey-haired ladies just leaving the auditorium, heading for the exits. Like as soon as he started, it was hilarious. But I guess that was happening all the time because people just get like frequent flyer things, right? Because and all that, so they go, check him out. Country singer, maybe, you know.
If you spend so much money at the casino, you get free tickets. That's one of the things.
I know I have friends that are like that, you know, and get hotel stays.
I don't know where you might have been seated there, George. Another delay is he ripped the ass out of his pants going up the steps to go on stage.
Right.
So
yeah, but I thought
that's
this thing. Right?
Yeah, that's a couple of examples with regards to that. My dream has always been the obvious is to meet any of the members. Of course, that's why I'm also not why, but of Rush type deal. It's always been one of those, and I met. Of course, she just passed recently, unfortunately. But I had met Geddy Lee's mother, but I've never met any of the guys in Rush through all these years. So
you got to talk to Bubbles. Bubbles can get you in touch with them.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
Besides,
it's funny to say that because the simulcast, you guys check them out, by the way. Great bunch of guys. Halifax. Their show was Barstools and Band Talk. I've been to that trailer park, and we were talking about that. So you can actually visit that trailer park for sure.
Shady Pines.
Yeah. That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Because they were on a couple of their shows that somebody knows somebody there. That's pretty neat.
Yes. Yeah.
So you mentioned about Sebastian. So last week, or when we were talking, Junior, about you mentioned about
he's got COVID.
Well, yeah, but you mentioned about Foot in Cold Water, right? Yeah. So my cousin Dave Applin, a rock and roll baker.
Grab that. Keep talking there. I'm just grabbing. I wanted to show you that reel to reel, but keep talking there.
Sure. So one night I'm on, I think, Facebook, and Dave pulls me into this chat, and it's with Sebastian, right? So he's quite the character. But Dave used to play in Kid Wicket, which was Sebastian's band before Skid Row. Yeah, so it's a long history back there, but
well, that's up Peterborough way, right? Is where all that tour.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, we were trying to get Sebastian down at the music hall actually, and I think he had already booked Peterborough at the time, which that's his hometown area. So
yeah, I worked at CHEX at one time as well in Peterborough.
Oh yeah, no, it's
the Peter Patch.
The Peter.
Yeah. So here's that, just for the sake of it, so I don't forget, the unreleased material there of A Foot in Cold Water.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, you were telling us about that.
So hang on a second. We need something special for that.
Wow.
That was a big kiss.
So unreleased footage from Foot in Cold Water. So no,
Junior's
that's
private collection.
Are you going to put that on eBay or something, or resell it back to the
Not
band?
whatsoever. I have in my travels, and I have so much here. Like I say, the show is not really about me, but I have, quite frankly, been so fortunate. Are you guys golfers at all, by the way?
Uh,
No, absolutely not. No.
Part time.
I used to be a 7.
I'll give you an example. I'll make it this short because it is quite long. Okay.
Look at this, Junior. Look at this. I have tapes too.
Oh my!
Oh, awesome! Good.
Nice.
We're going to record at George's Atomic Ballroom Theater.
That's right. Yeah, I've
Reel
got a
to
couple
reel
of
with
them.
one mic.
Yeah.
Junior, I used to.
Chris Mono and some of them. Yeah.
George, you need to do something. I need you to play a song.
Oh,
Okay.
All right?
Okay, please. Yes.
Cheers, everybody.
Hey, I got it.
cheers.
Thank you.
You do
was
know,
awesome.
George, that the
I
Banana
just wanna-
Splits are the greatest rock band in the world, right?
Absolutely. Of course. So he's
Driving on their cargoes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I just want to say
Innovators.
best lemonade I've had today.
Nice.
Actually, Junior, you told us about the high spots of working in radio because you get to meet great people and it's a great job. You know, I've not done it a lot, but I have done, some because it wasn't really my thing. But what would you say were your low spots of being like a broadcaster? One day you go, I just don't want to go in and do this. Did you ever have days like that?
That's a very, very good question, actually, George. And two things that I'd like to share. One is a little bit longer, but I'll keep it as short as I can. In getting hired for the afternoon drive at my first, at the time, full-time on-air spot was at K-Rock in Alberta, in Cold Lake, actually.
Yep.
So you had to go through the process of the interview, and everything is now, of course, blah, 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 blah. I always compare it to this, actually, quite frankly. And I think, George, you'll kind of appreciate perhaps maybe more than even what the guys will understand. So when you aren't a musician, at least by playing music, you can be the closest attached to it to be part of as you can be.
Absolutely, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So within that, there's more to it, quite frankly, in regards to talking radio and all this. But anyway, so out there, and I say it's like auditioning for a band. So I passed the audition and went out there. And quite frankly, because of associating and being a very personable, approachable person and being able to talk the talk, what was happening is my afternoon drive was becoming more popular than the morning drive show.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So what? Well, you would think so now, Ringo. But here's why I say this. If you're hired to be a guitar player in a band that already exists, you best not be a better guitar player than the guitar player that's already in the fucking band.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, now with that story, I will attach one of the emotionally most attached story that I have ever had to be a Canadian. It was coming up the anniversary, and I did a whole bit on the anniversary of Leonard Skinner passing in the plane crash back in '77.
Right.
I never could have dreamt that all of a sudden my phone lines were blowing up and my Facebook was blowing up and whatnot. And it's the pilots, our fucking pilots, being part of my show talking about Leonard Skinner. Now, here's why, if you don't know the trivia and what happened. Quite frankly, simply put, guys, they ran out of fucking fuel. That's how Leonard Skinner died.
Yeah.
All the guy had to do on the ground was check the fuel with the fucking stick, and he didn't do it. Now, in saying this, and I'm being a bit loose in my tongue, I had to be more tactful, of course, now. So I'm just being kind of loose right now. Yep. So the storyline is very, very true, guys, to this day, because this is our Air Force, I'll remind you, but Cold Lake is there for a reason and call that for a reason. So the point is, with all the technology, these guys to this day have to measure their fuel with a stick.
Right, right. You know what? And it holds true for just not like, planes and everything. Anything like even diesel generators, the underground fuel tank, they have to do this stick measurement all the time. And it's like, well, why don't you rely on this digital tech? No, the thing. It
was the, but it's answering sort of more, and you're right, Ringo, don't get me wrong. you're bang on. But to answer more of what George is asking, this storyline carried on for a week. All right.
Yeah.
From one bit. Now back to about being the better guitar player. So it was a very short stint in Cold Lake, Alberta. Now here's why, and here's what they put. I'll show you one day. Honest as shit. Officially on paper, because legally they can, is Junior, we have to let you go because you have performance issues. I have never had performance issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
So that is the high and the low. The other one actually was, believe it or not, was Q107 and the Hog, which I'll get into that. Because of like I joked about the WKRP guys, it is like being in a band. If you're going to be traveling, believe in your craft.
Yeah.
It can cost you relationships, blah, blah, blah. So when I finally was going to finally, after this long dance of this 13 years, get to major market. It's all about major market. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I would say 95% of the fucking radio station guys out there, they're making bumfuck nothing. I swear to you, they're not making 40,000 a year, guys.
Right.
You go to major market, which is where we all wanted to go. Different work. Look, I'm telling you, from Peterborough to the guys in Barrie here to where guys in Durham. What's that local one? You guys got 9 good station
94.9.
Yeah.
94.9.
Check it out.
Yeah, I know.
Check it out.
Some of the guys.
The morning guy will get paid good. Midday, not so good, and whatnot. So that was kind of the lowest. Other than I was very proud to help in 2018 open up an Indigenous radio station. Derek asked me some things with regards to that. So seeing how we can't do a whole lot of things in regards to that subject line, I can touch a little bit on that if you like. In my tenor of being the media relations guy for the Aboriginals, it's amazing to find out about, quite frankly, simply put, like this, guys.
Yep.
If you owned your property and somebody took your fucking land, you'd be a little bit pissed off, wouldn't you?
Yep.
That's it in a nutshell. Never mind the horrors that we have found out recently. So in this role that I guess sort of I took on, but believed, and finally, similar to Gord Downey, God bless him, we were going to finally be able to hear truth out there.
Yep.
So when I was hired and paid $80,000 to help open up an Indigenous radio station that didn't go to air, I'll never forget, guys, June 22nd, 2018, not on the air, getting paid. July 22nd, still getting paid. No answer on going to air. But they asked this. I don't know if you guys know how important this is, but when a meeting is happening and they ask, does any Indigenous station, I got to stress, does anybody here know how to smudge? That's like saying to the fucking Pope, what's the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I say that very angrily because I could smell something was going on. Okay. So now comes September, October, still getting paid, guys. I'm asking what do you want me to do? So I'm going to powwows and getting people to do greetings and whatnot. And so now the big meeting. All right. What's going on in the meeting? Now, you guys may know morning guy, afternoon drive gets paid the most. We don't have a date to air. We don't want to hold back you in your career. We're offering you a buyout. I said, give me the buyout. Give me the buyout. I come back to my elders to end the story. And I am with my elder. I am not embarrassed to say I'm crying because I'm so disappointed, guys. So disappointed. And only to find out the sense is kind of this. And I don't give a shit who is watching this. I really don't. But it isn't the first time that a white man has talked Indigenous people into doing a project, getting it off the fucking ground, and then walking away from the fucking project.
Yeah. That's wild.
I don't mean to be so whatever in regards to an answer, George, but this is the kind of shit that radio has caused more relationship breakups. This is why I compare it to being in a band, guys.
Yeah.
It can fucking destroy you.
Well, yeah, I know.
I'm glad I asked that question now.
Yeah. Excellent.
You know,
I need a drink, you know. Yeah.
You know, a lot of it, and I'm okay with this now because, you know, you've learned from a lot of it. And that's like, guys, we know people. The example is just this.
Yeah.
Ringo, you would, and all of us do. How many times have you met a fucking guitar player, a singer, what drummer? Let's go with a drummer, Derek, that is phenomenal. And just like my friend that's passed away, Phil Naro. And yet, for whatever, like he's played with everybody. You don't play with Billy Sheehan because you suck.
No.
Right?
Phil was,
So, for what my point is, for whatever reason, superstardom did not touch that individual.
Right.
In radio, George, in radio, when it used to matter, okay, when the voice mattered, it mattered. Today, they're putting people on the air that talk like this. They don't fucking care about you. Oh, because they'll work for $14 an hour and do 22 jobs. Because I work at the radio station. Hi. Oh, come on in the concert. Who are you introducing? I don't fucking know. Who's Leonard Skinner? I don't want to get there because it'll piss me right off.
I knew somebody who actually worked at a radio. I'm going back about 12,
Al Jones
years.
will tell you the same thing, guys.
Yeah,
Al Jones will tell you. I know. And look at. There's an example as well. I'm not going to speak for Al, but listen, for the time that man's put in and whatever, he will have to answer on why this game of radio, they made whatever. I got to be careful because I'm not Al, made their decision to not have him there. I guess it almost means this, guys. I got in the business, George, because I believed it was for the people. It ain't about the fucking people anymore. I don't think. I just don't.
No, you're absolutely, like some of those stations you mentioned. I know some people very well that work within them, and I'm on them all the time about like whatever your friggin' wacko-matic song player, because a lot of it's just on autopilot anyway, right? It's just ridiculous because I'll hear. What the heck band is it? The one about anyway, whatever. They're it's over and over. So I counted one time, 7 times in a 12-hour, you know, hearing the same shit over and over. And where's the, you know, like even, you know, we'll never compare ourselves to any of that. I mean, we're amateurs at best, but we got actually a great compliment a few weeks ago from, well, we had Rudy Blair. He said, you know what, you guys, you know, you're kind of old school in your approach, and it was a lot of fun. He had a great, and this is coming from a guy that's done interviews, right? So I you know, we were talking about it after, and we thought, wow, that's a super duper comment, and you know, but we do this, you know, we're passionate about it. We don't have any lofty things that a radio station is going to pick us up, or but. You know what? It's
but isn't that what? Yeah, but this is where that's what it's all about, though, Ringo. It is because of it is personable and whatnot. And it's funny as though this even about how we don't even really, I don't know, even drop F-bombs and stuff like that.
Oh, we do.
But as far as I know, but I'm saying it doesn't. It's not as frequent or as it used to be. So, but the radio thing, like I say, kind of George, to kind of wrap it all up, it's kind of I guess that's what time has done. People don't need to, because you have everything at your hands now, so they can select what they want, who they want. So this is why it's just it doesn't matter. So to kind of get back into kind of what Ringo was saying too, when I talked to Al Jones kind of last at his gig at the the Edge, we just are guys, so thankful for the times that we had. We had the best of the times.
You absolutely, absolutely.
That's not going to come back, eh?
No. Well, even I did some work up in Aurelia, like part-time work when I was, you know, working the clubs. And I was doing like weekends or evenings, the odd evenings, like, you know, blah blah blah. And I was told at one point, cut out the personality stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just read what's put in front of you. Forget everything else. I thought, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, what the hell's that?
I'm out of it. I'm done. I'm finished. You know what I mean? I don't want to do this. And that was it. You know, that's what I got. I mean, in England, I had a few things in radio. I got disillusioned with that as well. But like, I've just never. It's just that was the crowning point to me when someone said that. I thought, well,
right.
Just pre-record it with somebody else. You know, the marine checks, the weather checks. You know,
whatever. Well, it's funny you say that because actually, and I always say this because of who I am. Meaning, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but when I was at 97.7, then called The Beach in Collingwood. So I would go in, and so I would go in, and I was only live from noon till 3 o'clock. The rest was all voice track. So I'm driving down the road listening to myself. The odd time there, because I would pop a joint on the way home or something. So I would drop by my buddies, and they're going, "What the fuck are you doing here? You're on the air." No, it's all been recorded, so it's become that as well. But I want to get back to kind of what you into, and I love your conversations, guys, because it leads to a lot more. But into what you were saying, Ringo, to lead it all, and George. The biggest fall was also the biggest high. I cried like a baby when I drove to my home from Richmond Hill to Newmarket, and knowing that I got the job at the Hog Q107, because it was like you made it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna try and find something here.
Yeah, so for the time in it. It was also the biggest fall because AM radio, this is why the Hog became, AM radio was starting to go stereo as well. So, but boy, being AM radio was fading out. So now within this short two-year frame, all of a sudden there was 24 of us getting layoff slips, and we're done. So it led into, I'm not sure if you guys know who Mitch Perry is. He's a Cher's guitar player.
Oh, well, I know Cher is, but
Cher.
He was on my last live feed, and in talking to him, we kind of said this. So what I'm getting at is, it's funny about our careers, and that's why I dig what you're saying, Ringo. But what I'm getting at is about you can't. I had decided back a while to not throw all your eggs in one basket. So in 1996, I became a golf pro.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, so what's your handicap?
I play golf
now or then.
Yeah.
Well, usually when you have to get your what's called your CPGA, you have to shoot 3 rounds of 72 or better, which is par, as you know.
That's pretty good. Yep. I actually used to play a lot of golf. I hurt my rotator cuff, and then I stopped for a while. But I was in the corporate world for a number of years, and my office was next to a par 3, so I joined that to tighten up my short game because I was really terrible at it. I was one of these guys bottle of Jack.
But I didn't get to the most extremely. Here's something that you guys would never have heard in your effing lifetime. The reason I got into the golf business is Junior used to own North America's golf ball retrieving dog.
Oh, there you go. I always wondered what those, because I'd be digging down to the swamps like neck deep, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where the F are all these?
Chelsea was her name. She had ended up in 22 newspapers,
Wow.
3 television features. I'll show it to you sometime. They're featured in Score Golf magazine. And I'm saying this so I can get this off my lap and why the path changed.
Sure.
Then one day to my golf store, which I owned as well, was this personal autograph sent to Chelsea and I from Phil Mickelson.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can drive it.
He has a full. Yeah. He's a full.
I had a golf store with all the fixings, with the indoor golf simulation.
Mhm.
And also had the when you would drive by that property, Derek, that's the former property there at 12 and 93.
12 and 93. Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
Just down the road from Walmart. In other words, on the corner.
Yeah,
if you were going, if you're going to
yesterday. Yeah.
So that was the path changed until 2010, guys. So
Nice.
but yet, and I've joked about this, and so I don't make this all about me, apart from the expression. This addiction of music, I don't think, because obviously it's in all our souls. I thought I'd put it away. And then, thanks to Ted Johnston, the owner of Music Pro in Barrie, he asked me to host a show down there with Horatio Hernandez, El Nino. And you would know what that is,
I
Derek.
know El Nino. Yep.
Yeah. And it kind of went back from there.
Nice.
Cool.
Back into the addiction of and being around music.
Was it Alice Cooper or Dio? Who's the golfer? Alice Cooper, right?
Alice Cooper.
I think.
Yeah. So, but
Dio's not doing too much golf right now.
well, I can tell you that the Toronto Maple Leafs are better golfers than they are hockey players.
Yeah, they get more practice at golf, don't they?
You know,
Toronto Maple Leafs own wooden sticks in Uxbridge.
Okay, so for our indie rock radio listeners in Montreal, bonjour, more chums. Actually, we're in transition right now because they're going with a completely new, broadcast server. So we're off this week, but we'll be back on next week. Phil was trying to get a hold of me this morning and probably ready to tear a strip off me because I didn't read my email. But for our friends in Montreal, I'm going to be a Habs fan next year, so I'm right beside you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to be Habs.
Toronto has like...
You know, I was just starting to like you. I know.
You take me off? We're going to have to keep you in the green room from now on then if you're a Habs fan.
Yeah. Well, you know what? But they can't get past Game 7. I paid $1,300 for...
I know.
For two
tickets. That was your first problem.
No, but I went to Game 7 thinking...
there's a chance.
And I thought, this is going to be the one, right? No.
Yep. And
so the year I was born, this is trivia. All right. I'll take George's trivia question for tonight. Okay. So what year was Ringo born? It was the year that Toronto won the Stanley Cup.
I know that.
Really?
Right. So that's more than a half a century ago.
It is. It's brutal.
I thought you were older than that.
I'm 63.
Oh.
But I work out. So
I work out.
And my mom broke.
Are you for real 63, Ringo?
Yeah, I work out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 61.
No, I'm not. I'm ladies, help me out.
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
No. Yeah. So no, I'm 54.
Here we go.
Now you're
more numbers?
it.
Yeah, he's got more numbers coming up now. Hang on.
I'm there's Jackie. She said she's older than me.
Uh-huh.
Jackie, actually, she's
29.
from Saskatoon. She's an awesome golfer, or was.
She said she'd golfed with you before.
You're 75, says Kathy.
Is she really?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. He's 75.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I forgot to show you.
I think she's referring to me, actually. I think she's got a...
George, you're only 73, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 73.
Yeah.
You're not in your 70s?
No,
are you?
No.
Yeah, we're all in our 70s.
Almost.
What are you talking about?
Not quite, almost.
Really?
I'm 84.
Yeah.
I honestly, George, I did not. I thought you were maybe in your early to mid. I'm not trying to pick you up or anything. Like in your like.
No, I'm spoken for. Your mum wants me on every week, so.
With do you guys have T-shirts?
With George's face on them?
Show? I want
and
one.
his 70s glasses?
I want one with George on it. I said,
the red glasses.
I'll
call one with George on it or in it.
There you go.
Either way.
It's my birthday this coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
So you're going to be, what, 69?
69, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that happened. I really don't know. I woke up one day and I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, once you're that age, you can flip around and you'll still be the same age.
Yeah. Well, the comments I get from the ladies, George, is that you're a very handsome looking man. And I said, well, for a Dirk Diggler knockoff, he's great. But
Diggler,
no, you know what? No, you see,
the 11-incher.
Yeah, here we go.
posts all
What's it
these.
called? I forgot his name now. What's it called? The porn star.
Which one?
John Holmes.
John Holmes.
No.
With the
mustache in the hair.
No, the guy with the big mustache.
Oh no, he means
Yeah. The king of Cunnilingus.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy.
You know how many times I've heard that?
Jeremy what? Oh my God.
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Hey, we got to get him on the show.
Dude,
Yeah, there
he
we
just
go.
got busted for raping like
Yeah,
4 or
he
5
did.
girls. Yeah, he did.
Okay, no, let's not get him.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Forget. Strike that. YouTube
Yeah.
take us off. But no. Anyway. No. So
Anyway.
yeah, it's always good to comment about George. He's kind of the little bit of voice of reason, keeps a balance on the je ne sais quoi for the Montreal peeps.
That's right.
And Derek's our fact checker out there.
Yeah, and I can't.
Yeah, he is. He's
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
I know it's the king of Cunnilingus. Oh my
I
God.
just can't think of his name. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I've heard it so
Ron
many
Jeremy. I don't even need to.
Ron Jeremy.
There you go.
I knew Jeremy
That's
was
the
times.
there.
That goes back years. I mean, like,
Yeah.
when
Mark
they-
Wahlberg was in the movie, Jackie. You are right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ron Jeremy, he's
The big
got a
fat
9-incher.
hairy guy with the big mustache.
Yeah, but he's the king of Cunnilingus. See, it
Yeah,
doesn't
oh,
matter if it doesn't matter how the motion of the ocean is if you know how to kiss properly.
So
I think that's what Ringo was getting at the beginning of this whole show tonight.
Oh,
absolutely, it was the backdrop for our the entire.
We
show.
start and we end with the same conversation.
I don't know
There
if
you go with the tongue knots.
Junior, I don't know if you heard it in the green room, but I asked the guys. I said, "Look, have any of you guys ever taken a cherry and tied a knot in it with your tongue, like in the stem?" Right? And I said it kind of means something, and then of course they immediately go south on it, and then the ladies were saying, "Yeah, hey, no, it does
Funny
mean-
though, your girlfriend didn't say anything.
No, well, none of them did, but
Oh,
Nice.
and none of my boyfriends did either, just to keep it balanced.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to the why we're really
So
here.
Ringo, I gotta ask, why do you have a windsock in the studio there?
It's a prop.
It's a lot.
No, I have an
What?
actual studio, which
Oh, here we go. Look.
all
Oh,
the cameras.
No mess.
That's that's great. I've got that's what is that, a condom?
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a good point. I've used other methods, but no, I'm actually I have a studio level 0, and I've got these 4K cameras looking at me that I never actually use, but so
Someday.
So speaking of porno,
exactly.
Yeah.
So if one night I'll take you guys for a tour of the studio here, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah, the porn studio. All his
I-
neighbors think he runs porn out of his office.
absolutely, because I
Oh
basically
yeah.
I rented the unit next to me, which is vacant, just so I could put a sound buffer. But seriously,
Yeah.
fun fact, there was a guy there who was a priest, and that was his office, right? So people would come up to redeem themselves, and I'd be like, motherfucker! And they could hear me through the walls, right?
no, but they might have thought you were saving them, buddy. All they could hear was, "Oh God, oh God, oh God."
Yeah.
Oh God! Wait a minute, hang on a second. I think it was something like
So we got to get together with that guy. He's cool.
so the
Well, that's why
front.
your landlord loves you.
So the front office, which would be otherwise maybe a reception or whatever, I just keep cold beer in the fridge. But so I got the studio in here. So you see cameras and all the lighting and all that funny
You
stuff.
got the green wall.
I
right?
got, like, I don't know if you guys can see this here. Well, no, you can't. Wait, hang on. I'll give you a little.
I just saw the lights. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, right.
And oh wait, no, that's
Oh, I
me.
see the green.
It's the voice of an angel there. So,
You got to go to mini halogens. These great big ones. You don't need them anymore, right?
Anyways,
That's what I got there, Derek. Right there. There's a mini halogen. Yeah.
oh yeah, that looks like
Light.
a
Ring.
UFO. You could do your own UFO podcast by.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I
for
got.
the porno,
I got
the
the
porno
ring
that
here.
I do, it doesn't show ringlets, Ringo.
No, no, this. Yeah.
Nice.
So okay, so I'm in this office, all right, and I'm sure it's all like shell companies up here, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of ladies who work up here, and so one day I know this office down the. In fact, I jacked their Wi-Fi mostly, but they're like, Rinko, what is it? You do some kind of production over there, and I'm like, yeah. Well, the water cooler talk is that you have a casting coach over there. I said, well, actually, yeah, I have a coach. And it just happened that we were doing a little bit of a shoot, which was more of my daughter's a photographer. So we set up this little bench thing and that's exactly what it looked like. So when the doors propped open a bit, they see that. So they all think I'm kind of a, I run some kind of a casting coach. So, so I was thinking, man, I should put a thing up on the wall outside, hey, looking for, for an
Models.
There you go.
But,
all you have to do is probably put a sign, just say auditions and see what happens.
Auditions, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Jackie goes to the Bill Cosby. Oh.
Oh.
So seeing how
Isn't
you
that more
brought up,
Harvey Weinstein?
seeing how you brought up Ron Jeremy, I'll tell you a quick funny story. By the way, just right next to where your cottage is there, Derek, you know that from Dream Theater, Kevin lives up here, right?
Really? We gotta go to his house.
Here in Midland. But anyway, so when I was, we're at a jam, this is now pre-COVID, but this is in this storyline. So finally, I was asking him, like I said, listen, you gotta, I did a couple of toasts. He likes wine, so we had a couple of drinks. And so I said, listen, we all talk because I've never been to the Grammys, so I don't know about you guys. So tell me, what's it like going to the Grammys? So he says, well, Junior, he says, it's like you see on TV, but we're pulling up in the limo and getting out of the red carpets and on the red carpet is all the stars that we are all familiar with. And
right.
So I know him as James, by the way, or Kevin Labrie, right? So because he was a drummer before he did all the Dream Theater shit. Anyway, so he says, so we go in, and of course the stars all are seated together. So he says, but my point is, he said, I didn't really realize this in this whole taking all this in until back in my hotel room. But he says, if there was ever a moment, he says, Junior, he says, I'm in the fucking green room and there's Kid Rock over there and there's, blah, blah, blah. He says, but over in the corner are like 30 women, but he can't, and they're all surrounding this person, but he can't really see who the hell it is. What is it, Bon Jovi or whatever, right? And he goes, finally the sea of women parts, and it's Ron Jeremy, the fucking porno. So hang on. So he says, Junior, he goes, why it pissed me off is this. As you know, I was a drummer. I practiced like a son of a bitch. I spent my whole life drumming, became a singer. We do all this practicing and all this to become famous. What's this guy famous for? His cock.
Yeah.
He says, that's a rock star.
Hey, you try and come on command.
Yeah, let's not even go there.
Wow.
Well, speaking of going there, it is after 11. Maybe
It is after
maybe on that one we should just.
Just like it's not my topic.
Not my topic.
It's not my pump. But yeah, hey, Junior, good to have you on.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm thinking like, I don't know what your project is, but it would be good if you get that off the ground. Maybe touch base with us once in a while. And we have someone out on the road right now, and Johnny No Cash, and he's done something brilliant. He basically quit his day job. He's a fabulous musician. He's well played actually on indie rock and everything else. So he got himself a band. He's doing kind of like almost a little bit of off-grid stuff, and he's got a studio in the back of his van, and he's traveled across Canada. So he's made it to he's made it to Vancouver. So he's actually, I did ask him offline, like, what's your plan now? And I think he wants to go south into the US.
Yep.
and start to
What?
work way back east. But you know what? Like, what a life experience. And
I
this
guess.
guy, I encouraged him so much, man. I'll send the guy some gas money. I mean, he's just amazing, and he's just one of these guys that you put a guitar in his hand, and if he were to get out of his truck and busk for a bit, that case would be full every time. He's just that's amazing, you know.
You don't hear of that. That's a really neat story.
It's a great story, and when the guy
Yeah.
comes, I'm sure he's going to crush it. Pre-COVID, his band went to Germany. They were tearing it up. We got them and Anti-Queens over at the music hall with the Lazies, and Anti-Queens has just toured Europe as well. And these are all up and comers, right? And fabulous. And then COVID hit, and you know, I think everybody, you know, got knocked around a bit to the point where I said to somebody, I said recently, you know, it's almost like you're surrounded by people, yet you feel really alone. And I'm talking about the COVID impact, right? Like,
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like, nothing's, if you're a planner, you can't plan, right? It's just so uncertain.
Well,
But,
and he said it affected him really hard.
It
Right.
did. So he's an advocate now for mental health and everything. He's really pushing that on the road. He just released a single about 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So we're going to promote him as much as we can, but we also got him to, you know what, we're going to, you know, a couple times a month, maybe, or at least once a month, pull him into the show just for an update, you know, kind of.
I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah. So maybe, you know, we'll talk more about your project and everything like that. But if you want to kind of do the same, we'd be happy to have you on periodically to check in and do a little bit for, you know, update and from your perspective. I mean,
Once guys, honestly, like I say, I'll just be upfront. I got nothing going on. This is getting to be a bit much. This is why I was saying kind of last time and talking on the phone with Derek about having a vehicle to be able to get some things going, because I'm waiting on shows and whatnot. And then I'm just keeping it short. It's not like I'm having a moment myself, but this is for the first time, and that's as I said last time, for all of us there to not have a vehicle I have a vehicle. I mean, an avenue to be able to. What are we promoting when there's nothing going on? I guess in simple.
Yeah.
No, but I think the relevance there is the fact that you understand the business, you understand, like, your perspective, your history is you know, incredible, and we always value that. I mean, I think George said, like, who are we, like, because we bounce from different types of interview topics and that, and you know, we're really a talk show at the end of the day. We're close to the music industry and stuff like that, but I think what we're fortunate enough, like, to get, you know, guests on like yourself and you know, Al Joins coming up, and we've got you know, just, you know, our lineup of guests are getting stronger and stronger, and we're really privileged by that. And it's you know, it's our friends, everybody who participates with the show. We have a number of people who do, and loyal ones that week after week they're on. They're really part of the show. They're an extended part of the show, and they're welcome. You know, we put this out many times. You're welcome to come on the show and talk about something. You know,
well, look at Derek was one of our biggest fans, and now
I never missed a show.
He's part of our show.
Yeah,
because he was so involved with our show. He was there every week. That was great.
Right. And, you know, Kathy and Jackie, and then there's you know, like, actually we've got just so many people that have you know, not have a true appreciation. But during COVID, so just to be real quick, Heiko invited me on as a guest, and Terry Code, and we went on because we were musicians and in the music scene and all that stuff.
I was promoting small town bands and musicians, because it's hard to get going out there, right? So
where are you all located out of, Heiko?
We're all in the Durham region, right?
Okay.
I'm up in Beaverton.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you know where that is, Lake Simcoe.
I do. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm Sunderland, Uxbridge area.
He's just south of me, and then Ringo's further south.
I'm in Bowmanville.
Yeah, I live
in
in
old Bowmanville. Oh, lots of fun there.
Yeah.
Nice place. I like it. Yeah.
We used to call it Bonerville.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wasn't going to say it, so
fun fact,
Yeah.
there used to be a strip club downstairs here, so that would definitely.
Hey, Sunderland used to have one.
There you go. There you go.
yes.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's what a town of.
And if it helps,
2,000.
by the way, guys, as I was saying to the last guys when we did our simulcast at Halifax, in all of us doing what we can to at least keep the music and everything in this association. I would welcome you guys to if you whoever's in charge, throw the link on my wall, and it probably should blow up pretty good there for people that are follow my wall there. So you're welcome to
All
put
right.
it on there, guys, and let's keep
Thank
this
you.
going.
Yeah, that was.
Appreciate
Yeah.
I think our inspiration though was like really we felt it at the beginning of COVID, because we were off air with reality radio for a while, and then because they were basically everything was shut down, right? So I said,
Yeah.
I said, you know what, the future's actually online for us, and we can't be, just relying on. So finally, reality got us back on. But the point is that even though sometimes we were on a telephone and you couldn't see us or whatever, we were there, and we had so many people just saying, "Look, stay away from politics, stick to the
And religion.
And
No,
but
that's right though. You're right.
people were
Yeah,
dialing in, and we started to really build I think, a good core listenership after that, and it all went from there. So everybody's, I don't call them fans, I call them friends, because we're definitely, we do this for them. We like many of the DJs, we don't have we've got some sponsors, but we don't do
How many other shows can just all of a sudden, like how we met you, Junior, just hey, let's talk to Junior and pull somebody out of the crowd.
Yeah. Well, how did you do that? How did you do that, Derek? How did you know me?
As I said, it was because of Phil. I watched. You want to know?
That's right.
To be honest, it would be through Steve Hogue, I guess. Steve Hogue invited us to the memorial, online memorial, and from there, I obviously checked up on you a little bit. Watched the memorial, and I liked the way you held yourself, the way you spoke. You seemed sincere. It felt real. So I saw you were listening. You probably watched. Oh, go ahead.
Well, there was a challenge, guys. Try that, Ringo. It was a 10-hour tribute I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I've done what do you call it, like fundraiser stuff and that, but yeah, it
became a challenge because of quite frankly all the musicians that he's been associated and friends and family. So it was challenging to kind of cut the list off on who to have on. And then it kind of changed a little bit. I have the email to this day. Billy Sheehan was supposed to get on. His words were how, when, and where, and type deal. And then the rules changed to music. Same thing happened with Ron Thal, Bumblefoot. But he said, well, can we do the Saturday? So I did the Saturday and the Sunday with regards to it and all that. So the tribute itself, and I appreciate that, Derek. It was all in memory of Phil Naro, and it blew me away. I had no idea the association of how many famous musicians that man was attached to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, as I said last week, my guitar player Phil in MCM had Phil Naro, and I forget he's got a sidekick, and his wife hired them for his birthday party a few years ago.
Yeah, could have been John Rogers, maybe.
You know what? I think it was. And
he's from Brighton Rock too. Right?
Yeah. I got some after photos and little videos and that, but unfortunately I missed out on it. But Phil Naro was he one of those guys, again, way under. I don't know.
Could have been a superstar.
Well, I saw him do the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yes,
right. Queen didn't even play that live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
was not bad. It's funny you say that, Derek. And I told the story on my live feed, but real short here, guys. But anyway, so it's up just hanging outside at the Key to Bala.
Yeah. I know it well.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm sure. But the point being is, I just decided to because I had him on my mind, of course. But anyway, so I'm playing one of the Ozone Baby songs, which is a Zeppelin song, of course. And it was quite emotional, but a good feeling. So these people were walking by, and this girl goes, "You gotta fucking love Zeppelin." And I said, "That wasn't Zeppelin. Come over here." I said, "This is Ozone Baby." And the girl goes, "Wow, he's better than Robert Plant."
Nice.
Right on.
So I thought, there you go, Phil. There is the greatest validation of all
Well,
of it. So
yeah.
that's why I contacted the family, guys. You know, you can only imagine, guys. I'll keep it short. How difficult it is to, A, be asked, B, to touch base with trying to respect space.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is why John Rogers was not on. I spoke to him on the phone. Of course, Jerry McGee has passed away not long ago as well. So his life is upside down type
Yeah.
deal. And
Yeah.
Enzo, who works at Walters Music in Toronto as well, but I talked to him. He's not a media guy whatsoever, because I know Steve Major very well, the guitar player. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
he called me because he knows me, that he will call me and whatever. And so anyway, he agreed to get on. And this is a guy who won't get on for no reason. He respects me. And I'm going, "Oh my God, okay, Enzo." So check this out, guys. He calls me the next day. His uncle died.
No.
Oh, geez.
But he says, "I'm still going to get on and whatnot." And he did. So sometime on my wall, if you guys are, I know that Derek is, the respectful guys that got on there and their stories. My God, I'll tell you what, I was the one that was honored.
Nice.
Wow. I guess so, eh?
Jerry McGee, was that a country band out of Hamilton?
No, that's Brighton Rock.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
The rock band Brighton Rock.
Yeah.
So in Junior, you should be honored. I mean, Phil was just again like sort of an unsung hero, you know, in rock and roll, and touched so many people that it was amazing. Yeah, so we lost a good one there.
Yep.
Yes.
But to get 10 hours, you're a trooper, man.
That's a lot.
I learned from a while ago, and you guys may want to get some. You can get throat spray, by the way, and you guys may laugh, because you can't always, by the way, you learn this from, speaking of that, George, from radio. You can't always just drink. Throat spray will save your fucking voice. Trust me.
Yeah.
That's it. You're good to go, right?
Guys, if you guys, I offer this. We can talk off screen or on phone or tomorrow, Ringo or whatever. If you would like to get some of what we call the stars on there, just let me know on your interest, and maybe give me a chance to use all these 100 phone numbers that I have here that I haven't used in a while.
Why not, eh?
You can go poach them for us. You know, and we appreciate that. I mean, we had from some of the guests in the business have offered that, and have, you know, really kind of delivered on it. So we're very fortunate around that. So any help that you can, we always, you know,
Never say no.
Treat us with respect. We do act goofy sometimes, but one thing we do is we research, put the time in, so you won't, you know, you won't have a guest coming on that's like, "Hey, these guys knew nothing about me." So we put the time in. We have pre-production.
Speaking of that, before you cut me off, I do, or we go off, I want to say of that, thank you for pronouncing my last name correctly, Derek. Usually I get Leclerc.
Leclerc, Leclerc, yeah.
It's Leclerc, right?
So any time at all, guys. Look, thanks for like I say, sort of the quick whatever. I was just kind of hanging here and whatever, and kind of I was just doing up my music room a little bit here, kind of going through all my stuff here. It was like, oh my God.
There's one
cool
thing, Junior, that I wanted to mention to you. Like earlier, we talked about the Aboriginal people and that you were on the station and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you ever heard of a documentary called Rumble?
I have.
Have you? Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay.
Are you referring to the one that's about drumming?
No. It's called here. It's called Rumble. How the Indians rocked the world. You gotta see
Okay.
this. I'm putting it on the screen, so if you don't remember what it's called, go back
Okay.
on Facebook or YouTube and look at our show. Here,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there.
that'll be. Yeah,
Try
that's
Well,
cool.
try and find that. It is unbelievable.
Mhm.
It's
I'm
all
glad to
the
find that.
Aboriginal
you just
people.
brought this topic up. Sorry, I would
Yeah.
just like to give a little respect to the 5,296 unmarked graves and the people who are in them.
Yes.
There is definitely not enough talk about that right now in the
No.
world.
And we
Period.
might do
Well, then,
that on another
then we'll
show.
teach you. We'll
Yep.
teach you your first Aboriginal word then, okay? And
Yeah.
you'll be able to use it time and time and time again. It's just simply this: miigwech. It means thank you.
Miigwech.
McGwitch.
Yes.
Miigwech.
Mm.
I'm gonna use that all the time now.
Yeah, miigwech.
Yeah.
You know
Miigwech.
Yeah, I learned that at the film festival where I saw this for the first time, and we looked high and low, and we finally found it. It is a really must see. So yeah,
Yeah.
Miigwech.
You know, we were talking about like subject matter for our shows and that, and we kind of agreed that we would agree on things, and that like you know, we definitely wouldn't glaze over the topic. I've got a lot of friends who are natives. I grew up in Sudbury,
Yeah.
which was, you know, I think I had a lot of native friends, but I also had, you know, it was terrible the way some of them were treated. But
I just think it's such a guys right at least sort of right now. A person when I go over to Christian Island and I approach any of my elders, it's of a different approach anyway.
Mhm.
Because of things they've already dealt with already. Locally, they've been waiting since 1977 for a ferry they've been promised since back then.
yeah,
And the list, it's just a look at. I would also, similar to what I was saying earlier, in the Gord Downey thinking. Look at. I would love to just freaking go off,
Yeah.
if you will. But I've learned sometimes you just shouldn't speak.
Well, you know, though, I think though that there's value in bringing awareness without, you know, you don't have to get too heavy into a topic necessarily. But let's say, for instance, you know, I used to attend powwows every year. In fact, my band would get asked to play at the arena, which was awesome. It was, you know, 4,000, 5,000 people crammed into this place, and everyone's so grateful, you know. And we'd be invited to the powwow after, and like the real powwow, and
Yeah.
Yes.
it was such a great time and culture and everything else. So I have a high respect and regard, but I also I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. Is I was born Catholic, and when I heard you know, all the recent development, it was like, oh my God, this is a sad day, uh, you know, to be calling myself that. And you know what, challenge me if you want. I really don't care because, you know, um,
Yeah, I'm up with that same kind of thinking and brought up the same way type of thing. So I would suggest it, and then
when
you
there's a
experience it.
hierarchy
It-
in any, you know, like it's just whatever.
But all these topics, everything that we're talking about, especially this, is you can't go by what we're saying now. Go out there and do some research for yourself, and you will be surprised what you will find.
You're
And
absolutely
that's how I did, because I didn't know much about it, but things kept
Good for
popping
you.
up on the news. You'd hear this, you hear that, you hear people bad mouthing, and I go, what's going on here? And you dig into it for yourself, and you go, wow, right?
It's very
That's what I
true.
can say. So do your own research, people. Look into it yourself. Don't go by what we're saying, but there's a lot of good messages out there. You just have to find them.
and it's education, right? You said it
It
best.
is absolutely.
Educate yourself, because anyway, being that good Catholic boy years ago, when I got
Yep.
old enough to understand history and I looked at the, you know, Protestant Catholic way, and where I'm not going to go deep in it, but you know, it was war, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, this is ridiculous. And to hear some
Yep.
of this, it's like, oh no.
Yep.
But I you know, I was kind of implied by, a few people that, hey, you know what, that the past is the past. No, you know what, sometimes it's retribution and not retaliation, but some kind of I agree with the, give back some land, there's, just the fact that you got a band number and taxes, you can be free of some taxes it's not the right answer, right? You said it best, Junior. Yeah. Somebody goes to take, my land away. It's
how you gonna feel?
Yeah. Anyway, you know what? We could do a whole session on that, and if we did, be sensitive and obviously get some people who live it. So yeah,
maybe we'll do that someday. Who knows?
Well, I think that might be a subject we might steer away from.
Yeah.
It might get pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
The point of it is that I think bringing awareness, whether it's supporting, let's say all of us went, and yourself included, Junior, if we went to support, one of these events, like when I used to do the powwow, I look forward to it every year, right? And again,
I go every year. We have actually, I have a thing because of being local Métis, a jam on Christian Island next week. So
right there you go.
Yeah,
right.
But powwow, they're not even having that right now, of course, for the obvious and whatnot. So
yeah. Sure. I mean, it's but you see the point. It's I think education is really stuff like this is I think designed out of ignorance, right? So and to allow things to happen as they had in the past and are still probably happening now to some degree is out of ignorance. It's like, well, we don't know what goes on, there or behind closed doors. It's like,
we should shut this down. I'm gonna start getting lit now, man.
We've
known about this for years. How long have they known about the unmarked graves? Right? Why are they? But anyways,
I'm with you on that. Anyway, on that note,
So I wasn't going to ask anybody anything last that you want to say because we've just all said it, right?
You all said it.
But you know what? I want to thank you, Junior, for coming on the show. We're definitely going to have you again. You're an awesome guest. We love talking to you. Mm-hmm. And I also want to thank the people that were part of the show today, which was Jackie, Kathy, Rhonda, and Stephanie. And I want to put a big good luck out there to Johnny No Cash, who's traveling across the country in his van, creating music and just doing something awesome.
Yeah, check out his material. Yeah.
Go online, check out Johnny No Cash. It's pretty special.
Nice.
And it's the time of year again. I did this last year. If you guys are into flowers and stuff, go online, check out thesunflowerfarm.ca. They've got over 200,000 sunflowers in the field, and you can walk amongst them, take photos. It's unbelievable. And if you're hungry, you know where we're gonna go. Country Stop Burgers. Go down and visit Danny. He'll give you whatever you need, whether it's a burger, fries, or souvlaki dinner. He's got it. Fish and chips. So anyways, it's been a great show, guys. Thanks for being on. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back here next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. See ya.
See ya.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.